to thank all of you for attending this TFTC webinar in the ISTTT21 series. I know for some of you this time is very challenging, including the speaker. It's late night, so I very much appreciate your attendance in this seminar. So I want to thank Dr. Jack Haddad for his support to the webinar system from his T-Smart Lab, and Dr. Jorge Lava for his effort in organizing and coordinate the seminars. So before the seminar starts, I would humbly ask all of you except for the speaker to mute yourself. The way to mute it is to click the microphone icon on the ribbon on the left of your webinar console. But if you want, excuse me. So yeah, I hope if you can please mute it for now. And if you want to raise a question or put a comment, you can unmute yourself anytime. So the presentation will be about 40 to 50 minutes, and you will be given plenty of time for questions and answers. So the way to raise your answers is simply unmuting yourself and speaking out, or if you prefer, you may use the chat box down in the control panel. So when you use the chat box, please make sure that you send your questions to organizers and panelists only. Again, organizers and panelists only. So there is a drop box for you to select that item. So, and I would also want to remind you that the whole process is being recorded. So, so today we're very, very fortunate to have a very great speaker, Professor Dr. Haiyan, and I guess Dr. Haiyan is very well known and renowned researcher and educator in our field, who almost, I guess, does not need an introduction. So basically, Dr. Yan is currently a chair professor at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. And he's internationally known as an active scholar in the field of transportation, with more than 200 papers published in SCI or SSCI index journals, and a niche index citation rate of 39. Most of his publications appeared in leading international journals such as Transportation Research and Transportation Science. Professor Yang received a number of national and international awards, including National Natural Science Award bestowed by the State Council of the People's Republic of China. He was appointed as Changjiang Chair Professor of the Ministry of Education of PR China. Professor Yang is now the Editor-in-Chief of Transportation Research Part B Methodological, a top journal in the field of transportation that everyone knows. And I want to add my personal thanks to Dr. Yang for his great works. Myself has benefited a lot from his great works, and a lot of my research topic is much influenced by his innovations, wisdom, and rigor. So without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Yang for his presentation on learning marginal cost pricing via a trial and error procedure with day-to-day flow dynamics. Thanks, Dr. Yang.
Okay, thank you, Xiaopeng, for your introduction. Hello, everyone. Good evening from Hong Kong. It's my great pleasure to make this presentation on learning marginal cost pricing by a trial and error procedure with day-to-day flow dynamics. This is a joint work with my two former PhD students, Ye Hongbo and Tan Zijia. Okay, I don't move. Sorry, my computer, my PowerPoint doesn't move.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, the system breaks down from time to time. It happens.
Okay, sorry for your waiting. So, with the next half an hour. First, I will give you a brief introduction to marginal cost pricing, and then introduce the trial and error procedure for implementation of marginal cost pricing, and then give a brief introduction to day-to-day network flow dynamics. Then we will consider how to combine marginal cost pricing and day-to-day flow dynamics, and develop the a trial and error procedure for implementation of marginal cost pricing on the day-to-day flow dynamics. And then I show you some numerical example, and then draw conclusion. I think everyone here is very familiar with marginal cost pricing. Okay, if we just consider a single origin and a single destination, connect the
Unmuted.
highway.
Muted.
Okay, so without the congestion pricing, we know the user equilibrium is given by the intersection between the average cost curve and the benefit or inverse demand curve.
哎，这个正好就是我跟你讲的那个偏激费用。
And the system optimal link flow is given by the intersection of the marginal cost curve and the inverse demand or benefit curve. And to achieve the system optimal flow, we need to impose this amount of toll charge so that we can support the system optimum as a user equilibrium. Now, if we consider a general road network, the first best marginal cost pricing can be formulated as the this optimization problem. So the objective is to maximize the social welfare, which is measured as the gross user benefit minus the total network travel cost, or equivalently, to minimize the this objective function, which represents the difference, of the total travel time and the gross user benefit. And by solving this system optimum problem, we can find the system optimal flow, link flow, and origin destination demand. And also, we can find out the optimal toll charge or the marginal cost toll charge, which is given by the link congestion externality here. So by impose toll charge on each road, equal to this amount, we can find out, we can, achieve the system optimum traffic flow distribution, or we can decentralize the system optimum as a user equilibrium. But the problem is that it's difficult to estimate or determine the demand function required here, for the system optimal problem. So, without knowing the demand function, we don't know the system optimum link flow and the demand. So, it's impossible to determine the optimal link toll charge. Without knowing the optimal link toll charge, we cannot, achieve the system optimal. So, in summary, with the unknown demand function, we are facing unknown optimal pricing scheme. Actually, the analytical demand function tailored for traffic demand control and road pricing are difficult to establish in practice, even with advanced transport modeling techniques. Because we don't know individual users' valuation of trip making, which is hidden or private information. And also, we don't know at
Muted.
individual users' choice behavior, which is a hidden action. So, in practice, we are facing a fundamental question: how to design the optimal pricing scheme in a simple yet practical manner. Actually, as early as in the year 1993, in a forum of annual TRB meeting, Vickery and Dunn already argued that congestion pricing can go ahead on a trial and error basis. The level of traffic, the level of congestion charge can be adjusted based on observed road flow after congestion charge from period to period. Their proposal is insightful, but Vickery and Dunn didn't propose a specific mechanism, okay, for implementation of their proposal. Only 6 years later, Professor Michael Lee of Nanyang Technological University made wonderful progress on the by Vickery and Dunn. Michael Lee proposed a bisection-based method for trial and error implementation of marginal cost pricing for a single highway. Later on, Wang and Yang, myself, fixed a non-convergence issue of the bisection-based trial and error method. Yang and his colleague and students developed a stream of research on this subject matter. They developed the trial and error implementation procedure for the first best pricing in a general network, and also the second best pricing in a general network, and also developed the trial and error implementation procedure of congestion pricing for the for achieving traffic flow distribution that meet the capacity constraint, such as environmental capacity constraint. And recently, we are also developed the trial and error procedure for the tradable travel credit scheme, and also some other applications here. But all the research mentioned here rely on a key assumption, that is, the user equilibrium flow is obtained and absorbed once the tolls are imposed on the road. Here, let me give a brief illustration of the trial and error with user equilibrium. Now, consider a single road. We have the horizontal axis representing link flow and the cost here. Now, we have the average cost curve and the marginal cost curve for the highway. We don't know the demand function. We don't know the demand curve. So we use this dashed line to represent the unknown demand curve. Because we don't know the demand curve, so we don't know the system optimum solution. Now, to implement the trial and error procedure for finding out the system optimal congestion charge, suppose we have a intended target flow. You can choose, your initial target flow as the user equilibrium flow without a toll charge, which can be observed or measured from the road. So based on your intended target flow, we can calculate, the corresponding torque charge for this row, okay, will determine the congestion externality, which is given by the difference between the marginal cost curve and the average cost curve. So with the initial intended target flow, we impose this amount of torque charge tau 1. Once you impose this torque charge tau 1 on the road, then the average cost curve will shift up. Then once, okay, the torque is imposed on the road, then the new equilibrium point will be given by the intersection between the shifted average cost curve and the unknown demand curve. Even though we don't know the unknown, we don't know the demand curve, but the realized flow under the torque charge tau 1, okay, can be absorbed directly, okay. So we can measure the flow on the road. This is the realized or absorbed flow. Now, you can see the absorbed flow is different from your intended target flow. So we just continue our error procedure. Then we determine, okay, our next intended target flow. Consider a general iteration K or a general period K. The intended target flow Vk, okay, is given as a linear combination of the intended target flow in previous period and the absorbed linear flow. The absorbed linear flow in last period. This linear combination. So in the second iteration, k equal to 1, so we can see our second intended target flow is simply, okay, the midpoint of the initial intended target flow and the absorbed linear flow here. This is our second intended target flow. Then, based on our new intended target flow, we calculate the linear torque charge again, which is tau 2, okay, given by the difference, okay, between the marginal cost curve and the average cost curve. Once we impose this new linear torque charge tau 2, then the average cost curve will become this, okay. Then the new equilibrium point will be given by this new intersection here. So we have our newly absorbed linear flow V2. Thus you can see, now after 2 iterations, our intended target flow here and absorbed linear flow become closer. And theoretically, we can prove as you continue this trial and error procedure, okay, then the intended target flow and absorbed flow will become closer and closer. And also, the unknown system optimal flow is always located between your intended target flow and absorbed flow. For example, okay, if we continue one more iteration of the trial and error procedure, then the third intended target flow will be here. Okay, will be with 3, right? K equal to 3, right? So graph here. This is the intended target flow at iteration 3, and this is our new torque charge, updated torque charge. So anyway, as you continue the process, the intended target flow will move closer to this unknown system optimal flow, and the updated torque charge will become closer to the unknown system optimal torque charge. So we can prove as you continue the iteration, eventually the absorbed linear flow will be consistent with the intended target flow, and both are equal to the unknown system optimal flow. And the resulting total charge will be the system optimal total charge you are looking for. Clear, right? No problem. So this is the basic idea of the trial and error procedure for implementation of marginal cost pricing. Now, this procedure can be easily extended to a general network. So in this case, we consider general network. Okay, consider initially we choose an initial target link flow, such as the user equipment flow without a congestion charge. And based on your initial target flow here, we consider general iteration. Okay, suppose at iteration k, we have intended link flow. We determine the value of this term. Okay, or the congestion externality. Okay, or the link total charge. Then we impose the link total charge, which will resolve the corresponding user equilibrium flow pattern on the network. And then we check the convergence. Okay, if you observe the link flow pattern and the intended link flow pattern are sufficiently close to each other with the difference, okay, approach 0, okay, then we stop. This means we already find out the system optimal link flow and the optimal link total charge. Otherwise, we update our intended target link flow, okay, using this formula or the or a linear combination of the intended target flow at the previous iteration, and the observed link flow at the previous iteration after congestion charge. Now here, theta k, okay, this sequence can be taken to be to be the sequence for the method of successive average, such as theta k equal to 1 over k. Okay, this sequence should satisfy this condition. You want to guarantee the convergence. So once we update the intended target flow, we update the link total charge and then impose the total charge and then observe the link flow again. And then we compare the observed link flow and the intended target flow until we achieve our convergence. We can prove, okay, this process is convergent. So, as you can see, okay, here from this table we can see the difference, okay, of the marginal cost pricing on the ideal case with the demand function and the trial and error procedure. Okay, so but in any case we need to have the speed flow relationship. This engineering based okay speed flow relationship for individual road, but which is easy to establish. We have okay we can measure the speed and flow and okay we use data to calibrate the relationship. But for the with the traditional analytical approach, we need to know the demand function. But with the trial and error procedure, we don't need to know to explicitly know the demand function. Okay. And we don't need to know the target flow or the system optimum flow in advance. So we can simply find out the optimal total charge to achieve the system optimum. Okay. Now here, I should mention some related research, okay, to the trial and error implementation procedure with the day-to-day flow dynamics. Actually, Sandeho and Yang Fan, okay, they propose the marginal cost of pricing based on the day-to-day dynamics flow, but they assume the price for the total charge and the flow jointly and continuous change or evolve with time. Okay, they use a continuous time approach. And in this case, they don't need to, the approach doesn't require the demand function, but it is impractical, okay, to require that the total charge be adjustable continuously or daily in response to the change in road flow. Recently, Guo, okay, my Yang and Huang, okay, myself, and also Farah and Jonas, okay, proposed stepwise for period-to-period dynamic total chart with day-to-day flow. Okay, you can find out there. You can get the two papers. Okay, some transportation research party were published, and our paper is now online available in transportation science. So, in this case, the total chart are just for modified from period to period, such as monthly, okay? But within each period, within each month, traffic flow change, okay, evolve from day to day. In the in the study by Guo Yang, okay, we assume the target flow is given. So the problem is to find out the link total charge to bring down the link flow below, okay, or within a certain threshold or target level, such as environmental capacity. So basically, we're here in this study, we consider traffic restriction and the road pricing problem. We're not considering the first best marginal cost pricing problem. We want to determine the total charge to bring down the traffic flow, okay, to satisfy environmental capacity constraints. In the study by Farah and Garrison, the demand is assumed to be fixed and given, so it has nothing to do with the demand function. Now, so the objective of this study, okay, is to design the process to implement marginal cost pricing in a general network, okay, with unknown demand function, as I already mentioned earlier, with the unknown mechanism of day-to-day flow dynamics. We assume traffic flow, okay, change from day to day after you impose total charge. But we don't know the mechanism, okay, of the evolution. It's impossible to know that. But we consider period by period adjusted stepwise total charge. Okay, we don't change the total charge day by day. Instead, we change the total charge, okay, period by period, such as quarterly, like the Singapore electronic road pricing system. The government changed the total charge quarterly based on the observed change in traffic speed and traffic volume. And we also analyze the convergence and the efficiency of the proposed dynamic pricing scheme. So think about it. So can you tell me clearly? No problem. Now, to establish the convergence of the trial and error method, okay, for the marginal cost pricing with day-to-day flow dynamics, we need to introduce some technical assumptions. First, we assume the vector of link travel time function and the inverse demand function is strongly monotone. Okay, I don't want to go to the details. So this means this condition is satisfied. Second, okay, some function or variable involved in the study are bounded from above, such as the demand function and also the feedback link flow, path flow, and the tour chart, and also the Hessian matrix here are all bounded from above. Those are just the standard assumptions we use in testing equilibrium analysis. I just mentioned in the implementation of the trial and error procedure, we don't need to know the day-to-day traffic flow evolution mechanism, but we need to use dynamic evolution mechanism to emulate or mimic the actual day-to-day evolution. Okay, so in your study, we adopted the excess travel cost dynamics. Okay, given here. Okay, so here is the vector of the of the difference between the individual path cost and the value of the inverse demand function, and the excess travel cost dynamics satisfy this condition. So if you are interested in the details of this day-to-day dynamics, you may refer to the paper by Sandho and Lee. This day-to-day, this actual travel cost dynamics is general enough because it includes the projected dynamic system and the network department process and the rational behavior adjustment process as special cases. And also, this excess travel cost dynamics, okay, this stability can be established by using not invariant set theorem. Okay. So, simply speaking, okay, for implementation of the trial and error procedure, we don't need to know the day-to-day evolution mechanism, but we assume the actual evolution of traffic flow from day to day follow a certain unknown mechanism given here, described here. So with the assumption and the day-to-day mechanism I just mentioned, now we are ready to look at the details, okay, of the trial and error pricing scheme with day-to-day flow dynamics here. Now, first, okay, we divide the time horizon into a number of periods. Each period is delta T9.
Unmuted. Muted.
Now, in our problem, both the system optimum flow and the user equilibrium flow are unknown. As I already mentioned, we don't know the demand function, so we don't know the system optimum flow. We also don't know the user equilibrium flow because we assume traffic flow change from day to day following a certain dynamic mechanism. The traffic flow after you impose congestion charge is not in equilibrium. Okay. So in the problem, only the day-to-day non-user equilibrium flow can be observed. So here we have this unknown, okay, system optimal flow. Now, suppose in the first period, we impose this tour charge tau 1. Then, with this tour charge, we have this unknown user equilibrium flow. Okay, we don't know the user equilibrium flow even after you impose the torch charge, because we suppose type flow change from day to day. Okay, type flow is in disequilibrium. Okay, we have this unknown UE, user equilibrium flow. But once you impose this torch charge, we can observe the change of traffic flow, okay, from day to day. Okay, we have to observe the day-to-day flow. Then, based on the observed day-to-day flow within the first period, okay, particularly the realized flow at the end of the period, okay, of the first period, then we determine our or update the torch charge for next period. Suppose the torch charge is tau 2 here. So suppose, okay, this is the unknown user equilibrium flow after you impose the torch charge tau 2. Of course, again, I just mentioned we don't know the user equilibrium flow, okay, because type flow still change from day to day. Type flow didn't reach user equilibrium yet. So again, we can observe the change of traffic flow, okay, from day to day, or the trajectory of traffic flow on the road. And we try again for next period. Okay, we impose this torch charge, and we have the new non-user equilibrium flow. We have the trajectory of the change of traffic flow from day to day during this period. So, as okay, illustrated in this diagram, you can see, okay, the unknown user equilibrium flow change from period to period after you change the torch charge from period to period. And as you adjust the torch charge, the unknown user equilibrium flow will eventually approach the system optimum link flow, okay, the unknown system optimum flow. And within each period for given torch charge, the traffic flow will change around the unknown user equilibrium flow from day to day. And as you continue the procedure, you can see both the unknown user equilibrium flow and the day-to-day evolution of traffic flow will approach the unknown system operating flow. So theoretically, we can prove as you continue with this trial and error procedure, eventually, okay, the day-to-day evolution of traffic flow will approach the unknown system operating flow and will stabilize. Okay. So this is the basic idea of the trial and error process scheme with the day-to-day flow dynamics. Okay. So we have this theoretical result, okay, regarding the convergence of the trial and error procedure at each, okay, period k. We determine the torch charge based on this congestion externality formula, okay, and the value can be evaluated based on the okay, based on your intended target flow. Okay. So the intended target flow is given as a linear combination of your intended target flow in previous period and the observed link flow. The link flow you observed at the end of the previous period. Okay, just like a previous simple case. And under our early assumption of the strong monotone and the functionalness of the function and variables, we can prove there always exists inter-trial period delta K. What's the problem?
Sorry, there might be some echo, and I'm trying to mute some people and see if it's gonna resolve the problem. Okay, sorry about that. Please go proceed.
Okay, so there always exists intertrial period delta K, such that as K approaches infinity, the absorbed link flow in the end of each period will approach the unknown system optimum link flow. And the tour chart will eventually approach, okay, the system optimum link tour chart. For the details of the proof, you may refer to our paper published in Transportation Research Part B. So, C2 symbiotic process of traffic flow dynamics and period-to-period tour adjustment will eventually converge to the desirable and unknown system optimum flow pattern, and also the system optimum tour chart. Approaching system optimum tour chart. Once appropriate intertrial period delta K are selected. But you may say, choosing a proper combination of the total number of trials per period and the length of intertrial trial period would allow the traffic planner to strike a balance between the system error and the implementation cost. On one hand, a non-intertrial period would ensure that the actual flow is close enough to an equilibrium, and therefore torque can be adjusted more appropriately each time or each period. On the other hand, a shorter intertrial period would allow torque charge to be adjusted more frequently, but based on a still involving this equilibrium flow pattern. So we have to strike a balance between the two issues. Now I show you a simple example. So we have for origin destination here. The demand function are given here, and we use this link to travel time function. And as I already mentioned, we use this exit travel cost dynamics to emulate day-to-day evolution of traffic flow after you impose tour charge. Now you can see how the realized link flow will change from period to period, or change with trials. After about 6 to 7 trial experiments, the link flow basically stabilized or approach their respective system optimal link flow. So you can see it converging very quickly. Now here is a measure of the distance between absorbed link flow pattern in each period and the unknown system optimal link flow. Now as you can see, after 10 iterations, the gap, initially the gap to drop sharply, and after 10 iterations, it almost close, equal to 0. Now we try different sequences, theta k, So here we have 3, okay. Sequence of theta Q. Only this one satisfy this convergence condition. This one and this one don't satisfy the convergence condition. But as you can see from the result, the gap or difference with all 3 sequences, okay, converge. Even the 2, the first and the third one, didn't satisfy the condition. And also, the smaller the alpha value here, the faster the convergence here. Okay, this one for this. So this one, the 2 conditions are just a sufficient condition for convergence. They are not a necessary condition for convergence. So summary. So we proved the convergence of the trial and error implementation of marginal cost road pricing for achieving the system optimum on the day-to-day flow dynamics. In our model, we don't require the demand function. We don't need to know the flow evolution mechanism. We consider a general network case. We just need to observe the realized link flow after you impose per chart in each period. So this study makes the trial and error implementation method of load pricing more relevant from a practical perspective. Now, here just about some future research. So we can estimate the error bound of the trial and the error procedure under a limited number of trials, because we proved the convergence. We proved, okay, the procedure will converge as the number of trials approaches similar. But in reality, this is, okay, we can only have a limited number of trials. You cannot always change your per chart. And also, examine the optimal combination of the total number of trial experiments and the length of the inter-trial period for given finite time horizon, okay, to achieve the best outcome. And also extend the trial and error implementation procedure, okay, to the second best road pricing under some social and physical constraints. And also incorporate short-run and long-run demand change. In our study, we made a best assumption. You know, we don't need to know the demand function, but we suppose the demand function itself doesn't change. Okay, but in the long run, as you continue your trial and error procedure, the demand function itself may change, may shift up, shift down, when some basic variables such as income, population, car ownership change. So in the long run, okay, we need to consider the shift of demand function. Okay, how to expand, okay, how to, okay, extend the trial and error procedure to track the shift of demand function itself. This is also interesting issue. That's all of my presentation. Yeah, so Now, should we pick up some questions? Any questions? Hello?
Thank you, Professor Yang.
I finished my presentation now. If any question, I would like to answer, if any.
Yeah, so thank Professor Yang for his very nice presentation on the pedagogical component of the price trial and error pricing and his new research on day-to-day flow dynamics. So I think for the audience, now please feel free to raise any questions. You can unmute yourself and speak out your question from the GoToWebinar system, or there is a chat box. And if you need some time to organize your thoughts, you can use the chat box. But when you send out your questions, please make sure that you send chat to organizers and panelists only, so then everybody will see it. So you're all welcome to entertain with questions. So we have a great turnout despite the time, so I would expect a very nice engagement here.
Unmuted.
Unmuted.
Okay, I hear some background noise. But did anyone raise a question?
A question from a child.
Okay, all right. Looks like okay. So for those audience attendees who don't want to raise a question, I still ask you, please mute yourself a little bit. Okay, I guess Professor Yang's presentation is very clear and self-explanatory, and I learned a lot. So if you have further questions, you're very much welcome to should email to Dr. Yang or his co-authors. So I think I really enjoyed the presentation, and thank Professor Yang again for his great work and very nice presentation. And thank all of you for attending this webinar despite the time variances. So next week we're going to have the seminar on Thursday at 10 a.m. Thank all of you again for being here, and the webinar can adjourn.
Okay, so thank you for attending this seminar. If you have any questions, please just feel free to contact me by email. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.